Hi everybody, it's Christine. Welcome to my channel where we talk about all things book related. And today I thought I would try something a little bit different and talk about my reading journal. And I have my new one to show you that I set up for 2023. But first I thought I would show you my 2022 reading journal. I just want to preface this by saying that this is my first time doing a reading journal, and I really enjoyed the process. I got more out of what I was reading by getting to write about it, and I just really love doing this. Also, I am not an artist of any kind, and I know there's some gorgeous spreads out there, and you know what? I think it's good to show the ones that are not perfect so that other people feel comfortable trying to start off in their own reading journal. So this was my 2022 reading journal, and this is an Archer and Olive notebook. I'm sure if you've looked into notebooks at all, you've seen these. And I got this one that had a magic wand on it, and the sides were actually like a hollow, and you could see it really chunked up from using it, which as you watch it chunk up is kind of fun. So let's just get into it. I had a lot of paper and stickers and vellum and things from a planner company called Planners Anonymous, and I will link their channel down below, but their website is plannersanon.com, I believe. And they had a couple kits that were book themed, and I like colored her hair red to match mine, and I thought this was the perfect place to use this because a lot of stuff is so pretty that I never want to use it up or use it in just like a weekly spread. And for me, having a journal that I'm going to keep all year and open frequently and get to see, I thought I was getting the beauty out of these. So this was a piece of paper, a vellum, and I had cut out books, and I tried to use this stamp I had. You could see my writing's not very good, but this is the beginning to my 2022 journal. And when I started off with this journal, I didn't really know what to put in it. And so some of this was just kind of a learning process. It will be of what worked for me and what didn't. And moving forward, I will go with the spreads that did work for me and obviously tweak the ones that didn't. And this one is one that's a little embarrassing. So I thought I better track my books that I'm bringing into my house. And I thought I would put a little check mark to see if I read them. As you can see, I didn't really keep up with this because it got a little much. I do get a lot of book boxes, book box subscriptions, and I was trying to keep track of which ones I got where, which I started off really well. And then I realized I obviously underestimated how many books I get per month. And this little spot was not going to cut it. Or sometimes these boxes come with several books, like 2 or 3, and it just got crazy. And yeah, so you will get to see what I did moving forward. And I kind of just gave up. I also got kind of confused because a lot of boxes were delayed. So I will show you what I'm going to try to do moving forward, and we'll see if that works better. And just so you know, none of these are really my full ideas. Like I watched a lot of videos to see what other people were doing, and so I don't take credit for any of these, but this is 22 books to read in 2022. I'm sure you've seen this around, and basically what I did was I looked at my shelves at the books I already owned, and I was like, okay, which books am I going to get to and be able to check them off, because there is a satisfaction with checking off a box that if you have my type of personality, you understand what I mean. It just, there's nothing like it. So not only do you finish a book, but you get to check it off. It's good. Anyway, as you can see, I thought I was doing all right until the end of the month, until the end of the year. I think like September and October hit, and I just really wanted to read a lot more horror or spooky things or fall type books, and these just weren't in it because I had kind of like a lot of I guess I had a lot of fantasy left over. I didn't plan this in any way, and I'm okay with this. I have, I think, 9 books I didn't read. Actually, I tried to read House of Leaves. I feel like this should get half of a check, and I just got really bored. But anyway, this is what I did for this, and I am still gonna attempt to read some of these next year, but it's just a fun way to try to like clear off books on your physical TBR, in my opinion. This was another you could see how great I am here. But this was another thing I tried, and this was my way of trying to keep track of the books that I was getting in boxes. So everything I wrote, well, I don't know, I kind of got confused towards the end, but I started writing all the books I had backlogs of, from like Owl Crate, Book of the Month, Fairy Loot, and then I would check them off as I went along. And I could definitely see that like I was not, this was the YA Fairy Loot. I was not reading any of these. They were beautiful books. I just wasn't grabbing them. Same with Owl Crate. I did read a lot. I had less books to put on here, but as much as I loved getting these boxes, I knew it was time to let them go until at least I caught up, and then I could justify getting the box again. Book of the Month, I seem to keep up with fairly decently. I mean, I still have a lot left over, but I definitely reach for those more often. This spread, I know it looks messy. My intention at the beginning was to print out the book cover of my favorite book of each month and put it here. And I did the first one, and I don't know why, I just thought like it was kind of a pain in the butt to have to go print stuff. But I think maybe at the end of the year, I'll go back and print them all at once. And we're just a few days away from that. So I'll go ahead and print them so it looks nice and pretty. And then I made like, you know, just any of these charts here where I took January versus, so I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I came back up and started at 7. And I realized like moving forward, that's not the best way to go, because sometimes comparing a book from July to a book that I read back in January was kind of difficult to fully remember just how much I love it. Or like I kind of wondered, well, is it better in my memory than it was in actuality? Anyway, these decisions are hard. You understand if you've ever tried. And I'm just waiting until I have a few more days left to finish books to see what I get for December. And I'm sure I'll do a video on my favorite books all together in 2022. This spread, I thought was really cute. And I tried to track like where I read the book from. Don't ask why I thought graphic novel was a separate category. I have no idea. I think I just wanted more colors in there. So I did books I read from the library, physical books like from my TBR, audiobooks, and Kindle. And I just kind of wanted to see where they were coming from. But I had so many physical books that I was reading that it just kind of became, it just wasn't very colorful. And I think this is really cute, but I did not include it in my new spread just because as cute as it is, I didn't really get anything out of it. It was kind of hard to write the books that I read in there, but maybe if I miss it, I might add it again. And this was my genre tracker. Another one that I thought was really cute when I did it with the honeycomb kind of thing. And then I just kept adding stuff, I guess, as I read it. Some of them were a little difficult to try to figure out if I should, because sometimes they fit multiple categories. But when you look at this, to me, I can't really tell which ones I read more of because I tried to spread the colors out. So I did include a genre tracker in my new planner, which you'll see, but I did it a little more simple so that you could actually see at the end. And just so you know, you'll see a lot of blank pages here just because I didn't know what I wanted to put in. So what I did was every month, I just kind of had fun using stickers and washi and stuff like that. And I had joined a reading rivalry on Facebook where every month they kind of had a theme, and then they had prompts where you would try to fit in. And so I kind of went with that for the whole year. And then on the next page, I would write down what I read and how many stars I gave it. And then some of the books I had like little fun things that I just tried to include. I started off, as you could tell, I love My Heart is a Chainsaw. I started off like thinking I would write like a whole thing about like a book a month. And this is pretty much where it left off, was with My Heart is a Chainsaw. I was just too lazy. I'm already writing reviews on Goodreads and whatnot, and it just felt redundant to keep writing it. So then I have just every month I had a new theme, and I'll just quickly flip through this so this video is not so long because I could already see it's getting there. I left some blank pages in case I wanted to do anything in between, but I just decorated every month. I played with stamps. I just tried to have fun with it at the end of each month, just kind of setting up my reading for the next month. And again, a lot of these papers and things come from Planners Anonymous. We got May. Got June. And then I started to get kind of lazy with the stars too. July. August. I just really liked being able to use a lot of these papers and things in a book that I will be keeping. Oops. I liked September a lot. I like this like kind of brown, dark academia look. And then we're into like October, which is what I love. Spooky season. November. And December, which I did the Christmas Evil Readathon instead of doing Reading Rivalries. So I put those prompts here. And yeah, it was just a fun way to use up my stickers. So that was my 2022 flip through. And now I'm going to show you my new planner for 2023. And I wanted to go, I maybe have a problem buying notebooks, but I wanted to go with a different color than black, and most of mine were black. So I really like this kind of like dusty lavender type book. And when I never put stickers on my books, but when I was working on this, I had somehow gotten marker or something here I couldn't remove. So I put some stickers, and it kind of fits more my vibe anyway. So yeah. So here we go with some more Planners Anonymous. I had some cutouts, this thing that looks like a library card, and my book washi and some vellum. And just some stickers there to make it look cute. All right, so I did just do these all at once, and this is why I found out that printing these at once is way easier than going as you go along, because you can make them all the same size, and it didn't take that long to do. So these are the 23 books I want to read in 2023. These are books, not books that are coming out in 2023. These are books that are on my shelf right now that I just want to make no excuses. I want to get to these books. I've been wanting to read them, and then I'll check them off as I go. And you'll see that I had a little mishap here, and you'll see why here in a second. But that's okay, because I think it's still bound in here pretty well. So here was my answer to how I'm going to track the books that I have coming in. And I tried to do like this little Dutch door moment here, where I basically took a chunk of paper and I cut it out around here. And I think that's what happened there when I tried to get rid of the excess paper. But so I have my little key of where I'm getting the books from. Now I'm getting a couple. I took out some of the ones that the book boxes I don't get anymore. Now Pango Books is a problem for me. I discovered Pango Books this year. And then I will be able to just flip through, and I have like a page for each month. And if I can't fit every book I get in this, then I obviously have a problem. I mean, it might be a good problem, but it's a problem. So I just had these stickers from Erin Condren, and I put those in there. And yeah, I think it's cute, and I hope it works out. We'll see, and then we'll just take it from there next year. Here is my much more simplified genre tracker, because I thought what I would do is for each, and I'll probably fill in more, hopefully, genres, but for each one I will like color in like a line or a square's worth of whatever. And then at the end, I'll have a bar graph, and I'll be able to more easily see how many I read. And I realized that I probably should have made like my horror section like two lines. Like I'm almost never read romance. But I guess if I fill up this whole horror line, I could probably add another horror one down here. My book of the year, I decided not to print anything out because I'm lazy. And again, I just decided to pit like January against February because they'll be fresh in my mind, and then I can move it here and all of these somehow will connect in the middle there. And I've never done a spread like this, but I saw somebody else have this where they basically put each month, I'm not sure if I could pull that up so you could see a little bit better. So basically each month, and then underneath each one, I can maybe keep track of which books I have agreed to read. So for January right now, I agreed to read Frozen Charlotte for Amy McCaw's reading group. Kelsey from Slime and Slashers is Gone to See the Riverman. Such Sharp Teeth from Brad Proctor's channel. Just to keep track of what books I've committed to reading, and then I can, or if I'm doing like a read along or readathon with anyone, I just know what I've committed to and I don't overcommit myself. And I am very much a mood reader. So TBRs for me are kind of, it like sucks the fun out of reading to a degree. And because I don't ever want to feel like I have to read something, but I thought what would be cool, instead of like a monthly TBR, I did a seasonal TBR, and I just only started writing a few books. I obviously have to fill this in, but I thought just any books that I think kind of fit the winter vibe, I'll put on here. And it's more of a suggestion as opposed to something I have to do. Plus I just wanted a page to decorate, like fun winter, spring, summer, fall. So I will be filling these in probably right before the season starts. And you can tell I've already kind of started some here. And then I've got spring. You can see my lovely writing. So you guys don't have to have perfect writing. It's okay. I've got summer. And my favorite, I've got fall. And right now I am doing a Read What You Own challenge, but it will extend into 2023. I've already read 7 books that I own, and I'm trying to get to 25 before I purchase any more books, because as you could tell from the other page, I have maybe a problem with buying too many books, and I think it's just kind of a cool way to keep track. If I get to 25, I might actually go further and try to make this out a little more, because I've gotten 7 in 1 month. That's not too bad. Here's where things got a little messy. Not so perfect. I started using stamps and I started smudging everywhere, but I thought this would be one place where I can put the title and author of the book I read. Ignore the fact that I stamped these stars upside down until I figured it out down here. But I'll fill in my stars. And then over here, I can number my books, like as I read them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I figured I would like highlight them or color them for each month so I could see how many books I read each month. And it kind of also will fill in like my Goodreads goal, which I'm probably just going to make 100 books like I did in 2022. And if I go over that, fine. If I don't make it, I'm also fine with that, as long as I had fun. But I think it kind of combines a couple spreads into one, even though it's very plain and kind of ugly. And I'm going to flip through these quickly because you'll see how messy I got, and I just wanted to get done. I also decided to do a tracker here, and I don't like to get obsessed with numbers or anything, but I just started a YouTube channel a few months ago, and it's kind of fun just to see where you start and end at each month. I'm going to try not to let numbers get to me because I'm really just doing this for fun. But it's also kind of cool to see where you start and end. And I also have a Bookstagram, which I have to say I don't pay as much attention to as I did once I started YouTube, because I find that everyone here is just a lot more interactive. And that's all I have for now. I might do a quotes, like a page, a spread for my favorite quotes from books. And I might also do a series tracker, but that is what I have so far. And then I will probably go along with the monthly spreads like I've been doing in my last one. But anyway, that is my reading journal. I hope it's given you some good ideas, or if you've never tried making a reading journal, I just want to say that it's really fun. I guess I'm in the nerdiest way. It's just really fun to kind of reflect back on what you've read for the year in each month. And it just makes when you go to do like your top reads of the year, it's easy to look back and see what you've given everything in just one little place. And I like the feeling of a physical book that keeps it all together. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching. And I'm talking with my hands because you can't see me. Thank you for watching, and as always, stay spooky. Bye.